and thank you for tuning into Astro Awani. And of course, you're watching Silhouette for more than just fashion. To kick off this week's episode, one of the world's giant media fashion brand is coming to town. ELLE, the #1 fashion magazine, is opening its Malaysian pages real soon. Now that you know the magazine, let's meet the editor. Also on Fashionscape, talking about all things new, a new fashion retail concept by Malaysia's renowned fashion labels.
Being a part of a global title is definitely exciting, but can also be challenging. Recently, world-renowned title ELLE Magazine announced that it will be available to Malaysian readers beginning from March 2014. And of course, to head spear the new magazine, a new editor has to be appointed. And Silhouette managed to get an up-close interview with her.
It's I get a little bit at a loss for words sometimes because it's such an amazing international title. You know, it really is so big. It's the #1 fashion media brand in the world. It's got the most editions all over. It's got Malaysia marks the 45th edition, and just to be a part of something so established and so loved around the world, and having the privilege to bring it to Malaysia for our Malaysian readers, it's really amazing. I personally think that I associate a lot more with ELLE, with who ELLE sort of speaks to, the kind of readers. We still can see your beautiful luxury designer brands and products and everything, as you flip through the page. And at the same time, there's a very intelligent aspect to the magazine, the features, the interviews, the Q&As, the opinion pieces. They are such, hearty and meaty reads. It's always a lot more challenging than, what some people might give credit to a glossy fashion magazine. And if you flip from edition to edition, they're all unique and they're all different, and they really, and that's great because these are titles that they understand what their women are asking for, and that's what we want to do as well with ELLE Malaysia. We don't want to be just a rehash of the amazing international editions like ELLE UK or ELLE US. They're great, but they're great for their market. That's the reason why we're launching ELLE Malaysia, because we want to give women a perspective told from an ELLE point of view. Yeah, I don't think it's a challenge at all. I think it's really exciting. I am very inspired by a lot of the local talent that we have, and I can't wait to showcase these designers in the magazine, because that's another reason why you have a local edition. It's not just to show what's amazing around the world. You want to show what we have in Malaysia, and you want to be proud of that.
The Dude and Duchess and Shoes are two very well-known local brands. They are both made for those with exquisite taste and those who appreciate fine details in their clothing. Now, these two brands have come together under one roof in Publika to cater to the market looking for one-stop shopping stores.
How this happened, two very individual brands, two separate companies, how we ended up with one joint store concept, came about from actually just talking to the owner. We always get together, being part of the same business. I think nowadays there are so many brands, there are so many stores, so many shopping malls. So how do you keep it exciting for a customer that will make them want to come to you and be a loyal customer? That's how the Dude and Duchess shoe store in Publika came about. We realized that this is actually a proper one-stop shop. So in this store, we basically have everything for men and women. Women of all needs, whether it's casual, whether it's a nice dinner dress. We wanted to make shopping convenient for a customer. Busy women nowadays and busy men don't have time to shop across 5 stores. So this will be the one store for them. Traffic that the mall brings in. It's a very eclectic crowd. and it's a crowd that's actually very fiercely individualistic. So I think Publika has all of that. You may not have the traffic that KLCC has, but we've been actually getting quality traffic. You can't partner with a brand that you see you will clash with. In fact, I think we actually have a lot of synergies. There are a lot of synergies the two brands bring. We are not competing anyway because they don't sell shoes, we sell shoes. We don't sell casual workwear, we don't sell men's clothes. So I think in that sense, how this actually happened to be a reality is because both brands acknowledge that we don't compete in the space. In fact, we complement.
The whole idea behind it was the fact that Jude and the Duchess carries their story from our different stores into part of their home. And speaking with Shoes, we thought it'd be a great idea to do something together because then Shoes will become the accessories element that you would need in a walk-in wardrobe with all your clothes. We look at it as a walk-in wardrobe for a couple. If a guy and a girl were to walk in, the guy can come in and he can find shirts off the rack, or if he wants to perhaps even make a shirt for himself, we have a Get Personal section, so he can make his way to the Get Personal section at the back. So meanwhile, then the girl can walk around, and as with women, there's so many things that we can wear and we can adorn ourselves with. So when they walk in, they can choose their clothes, and then after that they can accessorize it with shoes, earrings, and even a clutch bag. And both guy and girl can actually walk out of our shop completely dressed, ready for whichever event they want to go for.
Up next, we'll get up close and personal with the woman who made our nation proud. So stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us, and we have a jam-packed beauty segment coming your way from the Beverly Wilshire Medical Centre, a place where you can achieve your desired perfection in beauty, health and wellness. And this week's Muse, we have a package of all that plus intelligence in a woman called Cara Lee.
I'm Cara Lee, and I currently have my Child Enrichment Centre. There are actually two sides to it. It's called Star Studio, and one side is where I actually groom kids when it comes to catwalk, table manners and public speaking. It's also a daycare where parents can drop their kids there while they shop at ease. It's located in KL Sogo. Apart from that, I'm also presenting the news for TV3. I MC in events. I choreograph fashion shows for kids. And I'm also a mother, whereby, yes, officially I have one child, as in her name is Clarissa. She's 5 turning 6. Unofficially I have 2, including my husband. I'm just joking, but yes, I only have one daughter. Well, initially I actually received a call to ask me if I was interested to be interviewed, to have a chance to actually represent Malaysia in the Mrs. Universe. So I thought, okay, it's worth giving it a shot. So I actually went to see Alex Liu, who is the MD of ERM. And I was very fortunate to be selected by him to represent Malaysia. And I actually thought, hey, this would be a good chance for me, or a second chance, if you call it, whereby I thought in 1995 when I represented Malaysia for the Miss Chinese International in Hong Kong, number one, I thought, I didn't prepare well for it. And secondly, I didn't do very well in it. So this would give me another chance, to actually be prepared, go there and do my very best, just do whatever I can. Win or I don't win, it doesn't matter, because all I know is that, yes, this is what I should have done, in 1995, and right now, never mind. This is what I can do, and I should actually acknowledge myself. I think what had actually contributed to my win was the forum, because that was the first time that we actually met all the judges. And prior to this, we were also told that the forum is the most important, program in a whole 1 week of our pageant in Aruba. In that forum, each contestant is actually required to present for 3 minutes. So what I did was actually I came up with a PowerPoint presentation. So it was very structured, where I talked about the current situation in Malaysia, about the group that I actually formed. So it was very comprehensive, I would say, because it took me quite a number of months to prepare. Oh yeah, it was on domestic violence. I was born in Selangor but raised in Penang. My dad is from Penang, my mom is from KL. And in Penang, I used to go to Convent-like Street. And when we moved here, I used to go to, some people, they call it the jungle school, which is actually, Sekolah Menengah Perempuan Taman Petaling at Jalan Gasing. Right after I finished Form 5, well, I thought, hey, great, I'm done with exams and all. I was so happy that, I could go out and work and earn my own money. I don't have to ask my parents for pocket money. And yeah, it was great. But the thing is, as time goes by, I worked in a hotel for about 5 to 6 years. Then I also modeled for about 2 years, full-time. And later I thought, oh, I can't be, modeling for the rest of my life, somehow rather I'll age. So I have to look for something more long-term. So I thought maybe I would like to set up a kindergarten. And I thought, okay, maybe I should try it out first. That's why I went to teach in a kindergarten for about 3 years. Then I told myself, okay, now, by just being good with kids is not good enough. So I have to know how to manage a business and how to market it if I'm going to set up my own business. Therefore, I decided to go back to study. So by the time I went back to study, okay, there's this pageant. At that time, it was the Miss Malaysia Chinese Universe. So they're actually giving out scholarships to all the finalists. So I thought, hey, I think it should be quite easy to achieve, to be one of the finalists. So I joined, and I was very fortunate that I was one of the finalists, but not the winner. But I'm still happy already to get the scholarship because that was my main purpose of joining. It's a 3+0 program, yeah, with Curtin, and I did it at Metropolitan College. So instead of 3 years, I actually finished it within 2.5 years. From Mondays to Fridays, it would generally be probably waking up at about 8, fetching my daughter to school at about 8:20, going back to my condo, and then that's where I either play squash, play tennis, or go to the gym. And at about 12:20, that's where I go to my daughter's school to pick her up and bring her to work. And I'll usually leave my workplace at about 5 plus, depending on how much work I have. Then I'll go home, have dinner, and spend some time with my daughter. And then after that, get her to bed, and then spend some time with my husband. If he's around, and if he's not overseas or, outstation, then that's it. That would be basically what I'll be doing the whole day. And I used to play paintball, but ever since I fractured my ankle during training, I've slowed down a lot. And I used to have a paintball team where we actually compete in tournaments. And the name of the paintball team, well, okay, ready for it? It's called the Ball Busters. And it's comprised of mainly ladies. We managed to bring in 2 guys, and later on, we actually, I can say that we achieved quite a fair bit, and we were the overall champion in the National Paintball League in 2008. To me, for my personal life, I think in general, I've really achieved whatever that I want to achieve, even in terms of my career, family, and the rest of them. But perhaps, if I, have that time to allocate, but actually, I cannot say I have the time. I have to make time, yes. Yeah, positive thinking. To make time to actually also come up with a course where I can actually groom potential beauty queens in terms of what is important for a beauty queen, especially when they compete internationally. I think this is something where no one has really shared with the contestants, and some, they really have the potential. So it's just sad to see that they don't achieve anything over there. So hopefully there'll be more beauty queens who can actually make Malaysians proud. And apart from that, what I've been doing so far, it's like now, I'm involved in the nationwide campaign against domestic violence. I do hope to continue on with this because I feel that you know, there's a lot more to do in Malaysia, especially when it comes to women. You know, to be able to stand up for their rights. I mean, at times it's nice to have someone whom you can look up to and say, oh, I'd like to be like her. We can try to achieve that. But the thing is, we also have to look at, you know, what do we want in our heart, you know, that we truly want, and to work towards it. I think that's really, really important.
Okay, more silhouettes coming your way, so stay tuned. Silhouette covers all you need to know about the latest fashion and trends. With STYCLOPEDIA, we're going to share with you the lowdowns on your favorite brands such as the sexy Asian Provocateur and Bobbi Brown.
Lingerie has often been perceived as something that should be hidden and covered or worn underneath something else. However, British lingerie brand Asian Provocateur beg to differ. In this day and age, lingerie is not only seen as a fashion statement, but an extension of the inner self.
Okay, I think the whole brand was founded on the empowerment and confidence building of women. It was been around since 1994. It first started in London, and it was really seen that there was a niche in the market for lingerie. Actually, it was a little bit different. It's a little bit cheeky, but it's also very sophisticated. And the whole brand concept is about confidence, really, providing high quality product that makes you feel a little bit different. You know, what you're wearing underneath, you know, affects how you feel on the outside. Also, underwear has become outerwear from a fashion perspective now. A lot of the products that we sell, especially the basques and some of the other items, can either be worn as outerwear or over a see-through top or something. So it's become a fashion statement. Also, as markets mature, you know, there's a requirement to have some differentiation, and this brand is very different than anything else that's on the market. Apart from, you know, the brand image, also the quality of the product is uniquely different. There's a lot of very high quality materials, original Chantilly lace from France, these types of items. So it's really something very different, and our customers really are well-educated, professional, successful people, you know, who want to be associated and wear items that make them sort of enhance that kind of feeling of confidence. I think it's always been on, you know, been on the radar. I mean, we're in over 30 countries around the world, Asian Provocateur, in most major cities, and KL is, you know, is a very dynamic major city in the world. I mean, you can't possibly, you know, not come here. But obviously, as anything, you know, there's a time and there's a place, and it's about all sorts of things. It's about making sure that you know, you feel the market is ready, also finding the right opportunities in terms of retail space, and all these things have to come together at the right time. And you know, and we feel as Asian Provocateur's partner in this and other territories that, you know, now is a really good time, and the response that we've had has been fantastically positive. So, you know, we think, you know, that it's actually definitely showing that it's the right decision for us.
Since its establishment in 1994, many celebrities have gotten in touch with their cheeky and feminine side. Choosing Kate Moss as a brand ambassador stamps a mark for this brand as an official sexy, womanly and confident innerwear brand.
For women, whatever you put on your body is sort of representation of who you are. And I think with this brand, they found the perfect balance between something playful, something fun, a little bit flirty, but also so sophisticated at the same time. And they use amazing fabrics, the colors they play with, and I don't know, like when I put any of their pieces on, I feel sexy, I feel feminine, but I still feel refined and sophisticated at the same time. And I think that's nice. And I think for women, you know, whether it's a bra, it's a pair of knickers, something that you wear underneath your clothes, whether anyone can see it or not, it still makes you feel good, and it adds a little bit more to your mood. It allows a woman, I think it allows any woman to tap into that playful side, and I think that's what the brand does. Not everyone is a woohoo, you know, but anyone who puts on Asian Provocateur you know, they know the brand, they feel the brand on them, and I think that allows a woman to kind of tap in and kind of see what she's got inside of her and how she can bring it out and how they can add a little bit more spice and fun to her life.
It's actually really comfortable and you feel sexy. You know, there's a lot of lingerie that I have worn before and you're like, it's like poking and stuff like that. It doesn't quite feel right. And this one just felt amazing. And you know, women, you need to feel good, you know, to feel sexy. So I thought that was it, really. And the staff are all really knowledgeable about everything, and they bring you things that they look at your body and go, okay, I think this would suit you. And I think that's what its edge is about. I am definitely quite cheeky and quite daring. I mean, you have to ask me. I have a sense of humor, and I think the Asian Provocateur woman also knows how to have fun. And I think that's what a lot of the designs are about, and it's about having fun and embracing, you know, your inner goddess, basically, and you know, not taking yourself too seriously, but also being very confident.
Well, I think Asian Provocateur is very interesting because it is very naughty, but at the same time, it's so feminine. And when you mix the two together, you know, it's this allure that you don't really get, you know what I mean? Like, we've never seen this here in Malaysia. I mean, here we are, all 5 of us wearing corsets out. And you don't normally get to see that, right? But it is still quite decent. I feel feminine, I feel sexy. I don't feel like I'm flaunting it too much, but also because I've got a jacket on, you know? So it's really nice because you can mix up the lingerie and you can wear it out as well. So it's really value for money as well. And I think this is a place that you should definitely bring your boyfriends or your husbands because, you know, you kind of need their inputs as to what they like you to wear. Yeah, so this is not just for the bedroom, you know, it's for going out as well, hanging out with friends, and I really love it.
And it was really sexy, it was different, and it's classy, you know, I guess it's something you want to put on at the same time you want to take it off at some point.
With a schedule packed as ever, women nowadays prefer makeup looks that are easy and can be transformed from day to night without too much effort. We asked natural makeup experts from Bobbi Brown Cosmetics for some tips.
From day to night look, it will have to be our longwear series. Start from the longwear cream shadow, and recently we have the new formula, which is a longwear cream shadow stick. It's so easy to use. You just glide on your creases, like glide on your eyelids, and use your fingers to blend it. It instantly gives you very intense looking eyes. And when you extend it to the lower lid, it gives you the instant smoky eye transformation as well. And then finish off with the longwear gel ink eyeliner. It gives you a very, very defined looking eye that is very glamorous, that is very posh. And in terms of like people who always feel that smoky eyes is way too challenging for me to achieve, and even eyeliner, I don't even have a steady hand to actually draw from one end to the other. Bobbi loves sparkles, and we have just launched like extensive colors for our sparkle eyeshadow. It's beautiful. Everyone loves sparkle, and when it comes to party and holiday season, one cannot live without sparkle. Whether you're 16 or 60, you all can have some fun with sparkles. And Bobbi recently, she's so into the sparkles. Every shoot she does, she looks really good. Let's add some sparkle. Oh, she looks very polished. Come, let's add some sparkle. So everyone should have some like a sparkle color that is so easy to use. And our sparkle has a very, very good technology that basically adheres to the eyelid very well. It doesn't like flake off, it doesn't fall off, so you won't have like sparkles all over your face. It stays where it is. And then of course when it comes to cheek color, we always have the shimmer brick that you can actually add on. It gives you the instant glow. It gives you the instant radiance as well, especially when it comes to night, the right lighting and everything. It gives you a very, very nice sparkly look all over the face, and then from your eyes to the cheeks. And for the lips, same thing. Top it up with some high gloss, you look instantly very glamorous. And it's that easy. So all these things, you don't even really actually require a brush because the compact already comes with like a tool that you can actually use. The stick itself, you can just, it's almost like kids playing with crayon. You can just put it on your lids and you can just use your hands to blend it. And lip gloss is the same thing.
We've come to the end of the show. As always, next week, same time, same day, catch Silhouette only on Astro Awani. See ya!